Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to walk through how to set up a loan taken in the Finbit app. Whether it's a loan for your business or something personal, this step-by-step guide will make the process simple and clear. So, let's jump right in. To begin, open the home page and tap on the three bars in the top left corner to open the menu. From there, select Setup, then tap on Loan. Since we're setting up a loan taken, tap the plus sign at the bottom and choose Add Loan Taken. Now let's enter the loan details. First, under Taken From, enter the name of the person or institution the loan was borrowed from. In this case, the loan was taken from Global Bank, so type that in. Next, enter the loan amount. For this example, it's $1,500. After that, we have the loan tool, which refers to the loan source. Since Global Bank is a commercial bank, we'll select Commercial Bank from the drop-down. Then, choose the loan type, whether it's for business or personal use. Since this loan is for business purposes, we'll select Business. Now, let's talk about repayment. There are two ways to set it up. First, if your loan has an interest rate, you can enter the percentage and select whether it's calculated annually or monthly. Alternatively, if you already know the repayment amount, which includes both the principal and interest, you can enter that instead. In this case, we have an annual interest rate of 5% for 2 years, so let's calculate it. To calculate the total repayment, we first determine the interest. Since the loan amount is $1,500, the annual interest rate is 5%, and the duration is 2 years. We calculate 5% of $1,500, which equals $75 per year. Over 2 years, the total interest becomes $150. Adding this to the original loan amount, the total repayment comes to $1,650. This means I will repay $1,650 over the loan period, which includes both the principal and interest. Now moving on to the amount left field, this shows how much of the loan is still owed. Since some payments have been made before generating this report in Finbit, the amount left is still $500. Next, set the date of loan taken. This is the date the loan was received. For this example, let's say the loan was taken on November 2nd, 2024, so we'll select that from the calendar. Then, define the loan duration, which determines how long the loan will last. The drop-down gives options like yearly, monthly, or weekly. Since this loan is for 2 years, we'll select years and type 2 in the field next to it. Next, let's track where the loan money was deposited. Under Account option, select the account where the loan was received. In this example, the loan was added to ABSA bank account, so we'll choose that from the existing accounts list. If you don't see your account, you can tap the plus sign to add a new one, but we won't do that now since we already have our account set up. After that, there's the vendor field. This is optional. Since the loan was taken from a bank and not a supplier, we can simply skip this part. Now let's set up the repayment schedule. This determines how often the loan payments will be made. Since we're making monthly payments, we'll select Monthly from the drop-down list. Then we have the description field. This is where we add a short note about the loan. A simple description like, business loan from Global Bank for equipment purchase, works perfectly. Once everything looks good, go ahead and press Save. And just like that, the loan taken has been successfully set up in Finbit. Boom, done. Up next. In the next part, we'll go through another example, this time setting up a loan taken from a local store where an advance payment was made and the rest will be paid later. Sounds interesting? Let's move on. Okay, so we're setting up a new loan. First things first, see that little plus sign? That's where we add a new loan. Taps the plus sign. Select again, Loan Taken. Now we start with the Taken From field. This is where you'll enter the name of the person or institution you borrowed from. For our example, let's enter G Garden, the local store where we took out the loan. Next up is the amount taken. Here you'll input the total loan amount. In our case, the total cost of the purchase was $600. Even though we paid $200 up front, we'll still enter the full amount of $600. Moving on to the loan tool, select the method or source of the loan. Since this is a purchase from a local vendor, choose a local store. Now let's talk about loan type. Since this loan is for a business-related purchase, we'll select Business. Next, we need to set the payment type. Since there's no interest charged on this loan, select No Interest. You can skip the interest rate field since it's interest-free. The system will automatically calculate the repayment amount based on the loan amount and duration, which is $600. For the amount left, enter $400. This is the remaining balance after our advance payment of $200. Now let's set the date of loan taken. This is the date when you received the loan. For our example, we'll select from the calendar January 15th, 2025. Next, we'll choose the loan duration. Select months from the drop-down and enter 2, as we'll be repaying this loan over 2 months. Now under Account, select the account from which the loan was deposited or paid. Since we paid the advance from cash in hand, we'll select that same account for the loan. The repayment will also come from cash in hand. Now moving on to the vendor field. This time, we need to set it up. Why? Because we need to keep a record of vendors we owe money to, making it easier to track and manage payments. Tap on Add New Vendor and enter the vendor's name as G Garden. Next, we need to select the income source that is related to this vendor. Since this purchase is connected to GreenGrow Agri-Supplies, we'll select that. Then, for contact type, choose Business, as G Garden is a business supplier. For the address field, we'll skip adding an address this time because G Garden is just a neighbor's shop. However, it's always a good practice to record vendor details, especially if they are located far away or if you need to keep track of their contact information for future transactions. Next, for the repayment schedule, select Monthly, as payments will be made in 2 monthly installments. Finally, in the description field, add a note like Purchase of organic fertilizer from G Garden with an advance payment of $200, remaining $400 to be paid in 2 months. Once everything looks good, press Save, and the loan setup is complete. By keeping track of vendors properly, we ensure that all outstanding payments are recorded and can be settled easily in the future. Great job! Now let's move on to the next step. Now, let's go through an example of setting up a loan taken from the Pay Now, Pay Later leasing system to purchase a solar system for your agricultural business, GreenGrow Agri-Supplies, which will be used for irrigation and lighting. To begin, open the Loan Taken section and tap the plus sign to add a new loan. Under Taken From, select Solar Rent to Own. Since this is a leasing agreement for a solar system, choose the relevant option. The total cost of the solar system is $4,000, and there's no initial payment required, so the full amount is being financed. For the loan tool, select Leasing, as this is a lease-to-own agreement. Then, choose Buy Now, Pay Later leasing, including solar or other clean energy devices on PayGo. For the loan type, choose Business, as this loan is related to your agricultural business. Under Payment Type, select No Interest, since there's no additional charge for the repayment in a no-interest leasing system. Enter $4,000 as the repayment amount. Now, for amount left, enter $3,000, since the full amount is financed and 2 repayments have already been made before this report in Finbit, so only the remaining $3,000 should be added. This is important, so ensure all the latest calculations are included in the amount left field. Set the date of loan taken. This is when the agreement was made. For this example, let's choose February 1st, 2025. For loan duration, select Months and enter 12 in the field next to it. This means the loan will be paid off in 12 months. Next, for the account option, choose the account where the loan amount is being used. Since the purchase was for the solar system to support the business, you might choose a cash-in-hand account to track purchases made for business operations. We also need to select the vendor field, since it's important to know where this was purchased from. If the vendor doesn't exist yet, set up a new one by pressing New Vendor. To add it, the vendor name is Solar Rent to Own, which is related to the GreenGrow Agri-Supplies business, identified by the business contact type. We will skip the address for now. Then press Save. You will be taken back to the Loan Taken setup page where you left off. Continue from there. For the repayment schedule, select Monthly, as the payments will be made in monthly installments over the 12-month period. Finally, in the description field, add a note like, Loan for purchasing a solar system for irrigation and lighting for GreenGrow Agri-Supplies business. Once everything looks good, press Save, and the loan setup is complete. This setup ensures that you can track your lease payments and stay organized while managing the solar system loan for your business. Great job! Tracking different loans in Finbit is simple and helps keep everything organized, especially when managing repayments with different schedules. To get started, head over to the homepage and tap Add New Report. From there, select Loan, which will take you to the Data Reporting page. Now, look for the History icon. It looks like a list bar, and tap it. This will bring up a complete timeline showing updates for both loans taken and loans given. Since we want to focus on loans taken, you're already on the right page. Here, you can see details like the loan taken from Solar Rent to Own with a total repayment amount of $4,000. A payment of $1,000 has already been made, so the remaining balance is $3,000. You will also see a timeline where the green line is halfway, indicating partial repayment is in progress. You'll notice similar statuses for G Garden and Global Bank. G Garden appears the same since repayments had already started before being recorded in Finbit. Why? Because a $200 repayment has already been made, which is why the remaining amount is lower, and the green line is shown halfway. Clearly, no repayments have been made yet for Global Bank. As you start manually reporting repayments in Finbit, these loan statuses will automatically update. Just remember, the system updates based solely on the information you enter. It's not connected directly to any digital banking platforms. So the changes you see reflect your regular reporting in Finbit. Important reminder, when entering the amount left for a loan in Finbit, make sure to include any payments that have already been made. If you forget, Finbit will think the full loan amount is still due, and it will calculate interest as if no payments were made. This means the system won't show the correct paid amount or remaining balance. So, always double-check and ensure the remaining balance is accurate before saving. We're now done and understand the process of tracking both loan given and loan taken. See you in the next video on how to set up our assets.